Hello friends, myself Dr. Kirti Shriram Kulkarni and I am from Gokhale Education Society's Arts, Commerce and Science College Jawar. So we have already started with the second unit of SYBSc Chemistry paper 3, that is classical method of analysis. So in our last lecture we have already discussed about what is titration or what is titrimetric analysis. It is nothing but the quantitative method of estimation where you have to titrate two solutions with each other. So what you have to do, you have to take a solution whose concentration is known and it is filled in a burette. Okay, so that is also known as titrant. And the solution whose concentration is to be determined, that you have to take in a conical flask with the help of pipette. Okay, so what pipette will do, it will give you the exact measurement or exact volume of the sample and its concentration is unknown. Okay, so that is also known as titrant. So the process of titrating titrant and titrant with each other is also known as titrimetric analysis. Okay, so it is very simple. You have already performed this type of experiment in your earlier classes. So now we will see what is actually the difference between volumetry and titrimetry. So see, in volumetric analysis you have to do the measurement of volume of gas during the chemical reaction and it is quantitatively correlated. So what is the meaning of that? That when you perform volumetry, volume is regarding with the gas. Okay, so whenever you are performing a particular reaction, a gas is evolved. Okay, and that gas is quantitatively measured. So that is called as volumetric analysis. In this reaction, the reactants are allowed to react with each other and whatever volume of gas is evolved, that is studied. Okay, so there is little bit difference between volumetry and titrimetry. So what you have to do, instead of volumetry, now we are performing titrimetry. So in case of titrimetric analysis, a known volume of solution is made to react with the another solution and the volume of solution required for completion of reaction is measured. So what you have to do, in case of titration, you have to take a solution whose concentration is known and that you have to fill in a burette. Okay, so that solution is also known as titrant and you have to add it in a small batches or small amount. We always add very little amount of titrant in your conical flask. We never add in a bulk. Okay, so 0.5 ml, 0.5 ml, that way we perform our titration and the solution whose concentration is to be determined is taken in a conical flask and in that you have to add your burette solution. So the solution of known concentration is also known as standard solution, which is filled in a burette. Now see, a solution whose concentration is to be determined is filled in a conical flask and its definite volume is taken. So in case of burette solution, we already know its concentration and whatever reading we obtain. Okay, so from that we also know the volume. So we have already discussed the formula N1V1 is equal to N2V2 in our last lecture. So in that case, N1 is normality or concentration of burette solution and V1 is its volume. So in case of burette solution, we know both concentration and volume, which is equal to N2V2, means it is the concentration N2 of unknown sample and V2 is its volume. So volume we know because we have pipetted out the solution in conical flask, right? So it can be 10 ml, 25 ml. So we know the volume of our unknown sample, but we don't know its concentration and therefore after titration what we will do, we will find out its concentration, that is N2 is equal to N1V1 divided by V2. Okay, so by using this formula we can find out the concentration of our unknown sample. So the burette solution is also known as standard solution and the solution in conical flask is unknown sample its concentration is not known but its volume is known. Okay. So simple language, the process of addition of standard solution from burette to the conical flask containing definite volume of unknown solution till the completion of reaction is known as titration. So what is the simple definition of titration? That you have to complete your reaction by adding burette solution in your conical flask. Okay. So कहाँ तक आपको ब्यूरेट सॉल्यूशन ऐड करना है? जब तक आपका रिएक्शन कंप्लीट नहीं होता. ओके. और रिएक्शन कैसे कंप्लीट होगा हमें तो नहीं पता चलेगा कि रिएक्शन कंप्लीट हो गया. सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, you have to add indicator for finding out the end point of your reaction. Okay. So that definitions we have already seen our last lecture. Okay. Titrant is added in burette, titrand is added in conical flask. Then you have to perform the titration, that is you have to titrate burette solution with the solution in conical flask till the reaction is complete. Who will give you the end point of the reaction? That is your indicator. Okay. So indicator will indicate the color change and that way you can find out the end point of your reaction. We have also seen that what is difference between equivalence point and end point. Okay. So equivalence point is the actual completion of your reaction. So burette solution आप add कर रहे हो in your conical flask and there one point will come. Okay. After addition of your burette solution that your reaction is actually or theoretically completed. But we don't know the end point and therefore when you add one extra drop then there will be a color change which is indicated by your indicator, that is called as end point. Okay. So equivalence point is actual end of your reaction and end point is actual change in color. Okay. So that is the little difference between equivalence point and end point. Okay. So see the last point here, titration always involved quantitative estimation. Okay. What is the meaning of that? Whenever you perform your reaction, the titration should be always quantitative, means what amount of quantity is required to complete the reaction, that is determined during your titration. Okay. So now we will see what are the conditions suitable for titrimetry. Okay. So whenever you are performing titration, there should be some conditions which should be fulfilled and then only you will get the complete reaction or the end point of your reaction. So it is the reaction between your titrant and titrant. So what should be the condition? The very first condition is that the reaction should be complete and always proceed only in forward direction during your experimental conditions. So what is the meaning of that? That whenever you are performing titration, the reaction should be always completed. Okay. If your reaction remain incomplete, then obviously you will not get your end point. तो आप जो reaction कर रहे हो, burette solution आप conical flask में add कर रहे हो, so during that experimental condition, your reaction should be always get completed. Okay. And it should be always proceed in forward direction. अगर आपका रिएक्शन रिवर्स हो रहा है तो क्या होगा? आपका एंड पॉइंट नहीं आएगा. राइट. यू आर गोइंग इन फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन एंड अगेन यू आर गोइंग इन backward direction. So in that case you will not get your end point. So always it is necessary that your reaction should proceed in forward direction. Okay. हम लोग equivalent और balance equation लिखते हैं. Right. So during that case you have to write your equation always in forward direction. Then and then only the titrimetric analysis will get completed. The next condition is that the equilibrium constant for the reaction should be high. Okay. So if that equilibrium constant is small, then obviously your reactants are not reacting with each other in a proper manner. Okay. So whatever equilibrium constant is there, it should be always high. Then and then only your reaction will get completed. The third required condition is that The reaction should be simple, rapid and instantaneous. See, this is very important condition for your titration, that the reaction should be simple, right? If the reaction is very complicated and you require too many solutions, reagents, then it is very tedious and obviously we will not get our endpoint easily. So whatever you are performing in your titration, it is very necessary that your reaction should be very simple. Then only you will get your result fast. And obviously that reaction should be rapid and instantaneous. It is very obvious that when you start your reaction, at least after 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it should be get completed. अदरवाइज क्या होगा, आप दिन भर टाइट्रेशन कर रहे हो लेकिन आपका रिएक्शन कंप्लीट ही नहीं हो रहा है, then you will not get your end point, right? So in that case your reaction should be rapid and instantaneous. वो जल्दी ख़त्म होना चाहिए. Then and then only you will get your end point very easily. Then next one is reaction should be stoichiometric. अभी इसका मीनिंग क्या है देखो, your reaction should be stoichiometric मतलब whatever reactant you required that should be in a proper amount. ऐसे नहीं है कि एक reactant आपको only 1 or 2 pinch लगा या 1 or 2 ml लगा और दूसरा reactant आपको बहुत ज़्यादा लग रहा है 1 liter 2 liter, then it is not possible to complete your reaction. So your reacting volume should be like 1:2 or 1:3. So it should be stoichiometric मतलब दोनों का amount equally लगना चाहिए. Whatever amount of reactants you are using, that is your burette solution and your conical flask solution, that is your known solution and unknown solution, दोनों आपको कितना लगना चाहिए, it to some particular ratio. It should be always in some particular ratio, then only you will get correct result. Okay, अदरवाइज व्हाट विल हैपन, आपको एक रिएक्टेंट बहुत कम लग रहा है और दूसरा रिएक्टेंट बहुत ज़्यादा लग रहा है, देन इट इज़ डिफ़िकल्ट टू टाइट्रेट एंड देयरफॉर द रिएक्शन शुड बी स्टोइकियोमेट्रिक मतलब आपके सारे रिएजेंट आपको एक पर्टिकुलर रेशो में ही लगने चाहिए, देन ओनली यू विल गेट करेक्ट रिजल्ट इन योर टाइट्रेशन. सी नाउ व्हाट हैपन्स, द नेक्स्ट कंडीशन इज दैट it should be always possible to represent a balanced chemical equation for your reaction. इसका मीनिंग क्या है, whatever you are performing there should be always a balanced chemical equation for your reaction. आप जो भी reaction लिख रहे हो या जो reaction perform कर रहे हो आप उसका equation लिख सकते हो, then only it is possible to write the stoichiometric equation and prepare the reagents. मतलब whenever you perform your titration it is always possible that आप उसका chemical equation लिख सकते हो. okay, chemical equation में क्या होता है, you always write the constants, okay, and then you can find out कि आपके लिए कितना reagent required है. So it is very necessary that whenever you perform a titration you should be able to write its balanced chemical equation. okay, next condition, it should be a complete reaction between titrant and titrant. whatever reaction you are performing it should be always a complete reaction. तो titrant हम burette में भरते हैं और titrant हम कहाँ भरते हैं, conical flask में. so whatever reaction you are doing it should be always a complete reaction between titrant and titrant. and the last condition is that an appropriate indicator should be available to detect the end point of your reaction. See, this is the most important condition.